Very often we think in terms of images. Now that power can be utilized in programming the subconscious. In the sports arena, it's a common thing where peak performance is the goal and the conscious mind is insufficient. So that power of visualization is so important, and the same can be used in devotion. When your goal becomes, I wish to purify my mind, and for that I need to attach it to the all-pure God, then you tap into this technique called visualization. You do Rupa Dhyan, visualize the image of your Lord. 1,000 times more powerful than words are pictures. The fact is that pictures impact us far more deeply than words do. Because the way we learned thinking, the way we trained our mind was with pictures from childhood. Now when you go into the parking lot to look for your car, you don't search for the number. 99% of the times you don't look at the number. You have the image of your car in your mind and you compare it with the images of the cars in front of you until you say, yeah, that's the one. The Toyota Camry, blue colored. You may as a confirmation check the number later on. And the reason for this behavior is the first time when you were introduced to car, you were shown a picture by the teacher and said, this is car. So very often we think in terms of images. Now that power can be utilized in programming the subconscious. In the sports arena, it's a common thing because sports is a field where peak performance is the goal and the conscious mind is insufficient. Now let us say that you have to play a racquetball game. So the conscious mind is not able to use all your muscles that quickly. And the subconscious mind is trained for it. So the best golfer in history who is presently alive is Jack Nicklaus of America. The Jack Nicklaus talks about this technique openly. He says, I never hit the golf ball without first visualizing myself hitting it, visualizing it in flight and visualizing it going where I wish it to go. He says, when I hold these three images, they sink into the subconscious. And then the subconscious helps in fine-tuning the musculoskeletal system to achieve the end goal. So that power of visualization is so important. Now, by visualizing yourself as healthy, there was a philosopher called Norman Cousins. He got leukemia, blood cancer. And he said, I am aware of the power of the mind and I will use it to cure myself. So he describes in his book, Anatomy of an Illness, how daily he would sit and visualize that the WBCs in his body, the white blood corpuscles, they are going forth and eating millions upon millions of bad cells. This would be his daily visualization. So the subconscious actually activated the bodily processes. By the visualization, programmed the subconscious, which activated the bodily processes, and his cancer went into remission. He continued to live for another 20 years. So these kinds of examples are common. You ask any world-class sports, track and field athlete or sports person, they will tell you they use visualization. And the same can be used in devotion. When your goal becomes, I wish to purify my mind, and for that I need to attach it to the all-pure God. And every time I attach it, it comes off. Swamiji keeps telling me, love God, but my mind doesn't listen. Then you tap into this technique called visualization. You visualize the image of your Lord. That gives you a basis for the mind to rest upon. Once you have developed this practice, that you close your eyes and bring the image of your Lord in front, now you have a foundation for love, for devotion, for bhakti. Now you don't need to ask any Swamiji. Man nahi lagta Swamiji. My mind doesn't stay in God, what to do? You have the answer with you. You do Rupa Dhyan. Visualize the image of your Lord. And that is so powerful. We practiced meditation out here. You know, whenever I conduct a meditation workshop, first day I ask people, how many of you have tried meditation? And 99% lift their hand. How many of you think you succeed in meditation? And about 5% lift their hand. So, okay, now try it the way I am telling you. And then we do a guided meditation on the image of God and say, okay, now for how many of you did it work? And 95% lifted their hand. This is what happened out here also on the first day. So this Rupa Dhyan utilizes the natural propensities of the mind and dovetails them towards God in devotion. So now that we have all these techniques, let us put them together for our daily practice. How should we move ahead? The first thing to do is make time for your spiritual practice or sadhana. Why make time for it? Because through the day, you are subjected to so many distractions from all around, which have in present times been multiplied because of the instant messaging systems and the electronic media everywhere. So the focus is fractured. And if you are aspiring to achieve some measure of mind management, in this distracting environment, it becomes well nigh impossible. That is why the Bhagavad Gita says, Vivikta sevi lagvashi. Even the Bible says, when thou prayest, enter thy closet and lock thy door. In isolation, you solidify your mind. This is your ekant sadhana or spiritual practice in isolation. How long should we do it? Actually, the scriptures tell us for 10% of your time. 10% of your wealth, you give it away in charity. 10% of your time that God has given you. So He has given you 24 hours, you take out 2 hours for sadhana. Then progress will start happening. And if you say, why should I make a resolve, Swamiji? You said it and I heard it. that will amount to nothing. This saying and hearing will all disappear 2 weeks after the lecture is over. It's all out of sight, out of mind. So this step has to be happening from our side. We have to decide, I have now heard and I must take the next step. Those who say, I don't have time, they are fooling themselves. You don't have time for what? For spiritual sadhana. Right? But you've got time to hear the world news? Yeah. Why? You've got time for everything else. It is not that we don't have time, it's that we have not decided this is a priority. The day we do, we will be able to take out time. So, now what to do in this 1 hour? Utilize the various tools we discussed. Start off with the first one, and that is Rupa Dhyan. Bring the image of your Lord in front. See, this will bring your mind to rest. It will give your mind a basis to love God. So bring the image of your Lord in front. And supposing you say, Swamiji, I have never seen God, how do I bring His image in front? The fact is, presently, nobody can bring the actual image of God in front. Because our mind is material. Whatever we visualize with the material mind will be material. And God is divine. Where is the question of bringing the divine Lord with our material mind? Go chara jaha lagi man jai, so sab maya jane hu bhai. And Ram Swarupa tumhara, vachana agochara buddhi para. So God says, look, my dear souls, presently you cannot visualize me as I am. But you need some kind of basis to move ahead, so you visualize me as you wish. Now we have the freedom. Somebody likes Shree Krishna who's blue colored, somebody likes Shree Krishna who's fair colored, somebody likes Krishna who's dark colored. Krishna says, you do whatever you wish. You visualize me as the round shaligram, it doesn't matter. Finally, when your mind is pure and I reveal myself to you, I will do it in that same enchanting form in which I revealed myself to the gopis. So the easiest thing in the world is to visualize God. And then, after that, contemplate all the wisdom that you have got. I am the soul, not this body. My soul is a part of God, and hence He is my eternal relative. The happiness that I want is not in worldly things. Because I make desires, fulfill them, again make desires, again fulfill them. It's like a wild goose chase. There is no end to it. Contemplate on these. That is the mental practice. As a helper, you take a bhajan, like we were singing a bhajan. Char dina ki baat are man. So the bhajan gives you material for contemplation. Oh my mind, everything here is temporary. Now with the help of that, you contemplate on God, on the nature of the world, on its impermanence, of your permanent relationship with Him. All this, the saints very intelligently put it in their bhajans. And they asked us to chant the bhajans. So those bhajans then become a simple means for engaging in bhakti. This is called Tridha Bhakti. chant and hear and remember. So, Kirtanam, Shravanam and Smaranam. Chanting the Kirtan, hearing it and remembering. The main thing is remembering. And the hearing and chanting, they become helpers.